Eve paint.
Hey folks, welcome to another Print and Paint Kickstarter countdown. By far the biggest to date, I have 34 campaigns to share with you this week, so let's get right into it. The Welsh, 28mm white metal miniatures by Footsore Miniatures of the United Kingdom, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is 2 sets of Welsh miniatures, one army from the early medieval Dark Ages and one from the High Medieval, the Barons' War. You can get the Dark Ages set, the Medieval set, or both together. This campaign ends on September 9th, with rewards expected in April. Weird World Recreated, 28mm resin-cast Anthro fantasy miniatures by Fenris Games of the United Kingdom, their 5th Kickstarter campaign. There are scouts, brutes, and rescuers. There are also a few more heavies and merch for the higher tiers. You can get a gang, all 3 gangs plus a couple extras, or that plus merch and more minis. This campaign ends on September 10th, with rewards expected in January. Wreckage of the Starfreighter, printable multi-level terrain by Digital Taxidermy of the United Kingdom, their 9th Kickstarter campaign. This is a nice set of sci-fi scenery with some good line-of-sight blocking terrain as well as some smaller scatter pieces. Pay what you want for the wreckage, pay a lot more for a commercial license. This campaign ends on September 12th, with rewards expected in October. Arkworld, Tales from the Journal, new comic and minis by Warplock Miniatures of the United Kingdom, their 11th Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of 9 new minis from the new Arkworld comic, Tales from the Journal. Digitally or physically in resin or metal, you can get the new minis, and physically, you can also get the Arkworld starter set with 2 opposing teams. This campaign ends on September 14th, with rewards expected in November. War for Setonin, Upon the SSC, printable minis by David Shafran of Australia, their 3rd Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of modular people parts from the world of Setonin. There are 40 heads, 15 torsos, 12 sets of legs in 4 poses each, and more. You can get the whole set, a commercial license, and you can also access their previous campaign. This campaign ends on September 16th, with rewards expected in October. The Monster Hunter Guild by Generic Miniatures of Spain, their 22nd Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of monster hunters with monsters for them to hunt in the stretch goals, and previous Kickstarter rewards available as add-ons. You can get the whole set, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on September 15th, with rewards expected in October. The Shattered Crown, The Beast Rider Wars, printable miniatures and game by Dead Earth Games of the United Kingdom, their 10th Kickstarter campaign. This is 2 armies of mounted warriors facing off on falcons, bears, stags, and more. You can get just the 2 kings, their honor guards, and the flyers, or the whole set. This campaign ends on September 17th, with rewards expected in October. The Viper Suit by Rebel Minis of the United States, their 1st Kickstarter campaign. This is 1 mech suit with multiple weapon loadouts, though there are more mechs in the stretch goals. You can pick up the whole set, and there may still be a commercial license left available. This campaign ends on September 20th, with rewards expected in October. Tactical Space Dwarf Army, printable sci-fi minis by Capritor Miniatures of Canada, their 4th Kickstarter campaign. This is 10 squads of space dwarves with options for flamethrowers, assault rifles, storm shields, and more, as well as a few bonus minis. You can get 2, 4, 6, 8 or all 10 squads, optionally with the bonus minis. This campaign ends on September 23rd, with rewards expected in October. Dragon's Horde Miniatures Volume 1. Resin cast minis by Next Level Miniatures of the United States, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is 2 sets, a set for the tabletop game Rappin' a Tuk, and another set of fantasy favorites. Stylized Japanese Architecture, Printable Scenery by Oksana Klingel of Germany, their 5th Kickstarter campaign. This set includes 13 different buildings in a stylized Japanese theme. You can get the whole set, a commercial license, and you can also access previous campaigns. This campaign ends on September 26th, with rewards expected in October. The Ruins of Castle Bolsan, pre-printed and commercially printable scenery by Culverin Games of the United Kingdom, their 11th Kickstarter campaign. This is a modular castle that comes in 3 sizes, optionally ruined and optionally painted. You can get any of the mentioned options pre-printed in PLA, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on September 29th, with rewards expected in May. Sky Islands 2, Drumbeat of War, printable steampunk minis and scenery by Aether Studios of the United States, their 3rd Kickstarter campaign. This is several sets of steampunk content. There are 2 teams of miniatures, as well as a War Machines and War Beast set and terrain. You can get any of those sets individually or all together. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in December. A Clash of Sovereigns, Great Northern War in 40mm, metal miniatures by David Bonk of the United States, their 1st Kickstarter campaign. Swedes and Russians with musketeers, pikes, pistols, swords, and more. You can get as few as 25 minis, and there are several options that include quite a few more. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in January. Christocracy World Miniatures, printable and resin cast factions and collector's minis by Dreamstone of Poland, their 1st Kickstarter campaign. These are fantasy, Dieselpunk inspired factions for wargaming. Digitally or physically, you can get single factions, Cthulhu, the collector's minis, or the whole set. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in January. Tuk Tuk and Friends, resin printed busts by Alchemist Painting of the United Kingdom, their 1st Kickstarter campaign. This is a bust of a turtlefolk named Tuk Tuk, with a couple other yet-to-be-produced friends of his. You can get the bust, and you can also get it painted. This campaign ends on September 29th, with rewards expected in January. 3D Printable Character Number 1 by STL of Spain, their 1st Kickstarter campaign. This is a single Dragonborn character, maybe a sorcerer or cleric. Pay what you want for this one, pay a little more for a commercial license. This campaign ends on October 1st, with rewards expected the same month. Nuclear Reactor, printable terrain by Matthew of the United Kingdom, their 1st Kickstarter campaign. This is a detailed nuclear reactor with various different pipes and greebles for decoration. You can get the whole set, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on October 1st, with rewards expected the same month. The Raconteur's Master Screen, printable fold-out screen and goodies by Zykit of the United States, their 6th Kickstarter campaign. This set comes with several available textures for the screen, as well as little shelves and initiative tokens. You can get just the goodies, a basic leather textured DM screen, the whole set, or a commercial license. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in November. Mighty War Machines, Dark Future, Printable Mecha by Juan Lerma of Mexico, their 16th Kickstarter campaign. This set includes 10 different Mighty War Machines, some mecha beasts, and other droids or power armor. You can get the whole set, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in November. The Forest Cabin, Printable Building and Bits by Graham Golightly of the United States, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a simple cabin with several options for the roof and door. One tier for the whole set. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in October. Collectible Busts of Aliens, Printable Busts by Cuber Vasquez of Mexico, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of 6 alien busts, with a few more in the stretch goals. Just one tier for all 6. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in October. Limbo, Eternal War 1.5, boxed game expansions by Limbo Miniatures of Australia, their 5th Kickstarter campaign. This is several expansions for the miniature skirmish game Limbo, as well as a 1.5 version upgrade. You can get just the new content, a starter set, or everything all together. This campaign ends on October 1st, with rewards expected in July. North Cape, vintage miniature wargame from the Fellowship of the Thing of the United States, their 2nd Kickstarter campaign. This is a classic wargame from 1978 with 2 12-ship navies and additional ships available as add-ons. You can get just new minis, or a few different grades of vintage boxes. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in December. Kenji's Quest, classic tabletop RPG with resin cast miniatures by Myths and Miniatures of the United States, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a boxed game that optionally comes with big boss miniatures and dragons. You can get the game with the bosses, just the bosses and dragons, or everything all together. This campaign ends on September 30th, with rewards expected in October of 2022. Armored Beasts, Printable Minis by Eliad 3D of Austria, their 2nd Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of 4 armored beasts, with a bear, a boar, a basilisk, and an elephant. One tier gets you all 4. This campaign ends on October 1st, with rewards expected the same month. Traditional Indian Architecture and Decorations, Printable Scenery by 3D Fortress of the United States, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of 11 buildings, statues, and some elephant riding minis. You can get the whole set, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on October 1st, with rewards expected the same month. The Ancestors, Volyark, Printable Figure by Black Forge Games of New Zealand, their 2nd Kickstarter campaign. This is one highly detailed statue of an axe-wielding Northman. You can get just the statue, or the statue and stretch goals. This campaign ends on October 4th, with rewards expected in February. Heroes of Mysteria, Metal Cast Minis by Sylvia Sculpts of Canada, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a collection of 6 adventurers to be cast in metal. You can get 1 mini, or all 6. This campaign ends on October 3rd, with rewards expected in March. Undead Dwarf's Army, Printable Minis by Chrysantos Games of the Ukraine, their 2nd Kickstarter campaign. This is a small army of undead dwarves with miners, warriors, a necromancer, and a thing. You can get the whole set, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on October 5th, with rewards expected the same month. War of Realms, Printable or Plastic Miniatures by Atlas Studios of Austria, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a set of 30 or 50 fantasy miniatures that come with illustrated cards and other game elements. Digitally or physically, you can get 30 or all 50 miniatures. This campaign ends on October 6th, with rewards expected in September of 2022. "3D Printable Medieval Cottage Houses, Modular Buildings by New Leaf 3D of the United States, their third Kickstarter campaign. This is a small set of modular house parts with a few sets of walls and a couple roofs. You can get 1 house, 3 houses, all 6, or a commercial license. This campaign ends on October 11th, with rewards expected the same month. 3D Printing Social Platform with Printable Miniatures by Frederick Rosado of Australia, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a funding campaign for a miniature-related social network with miniatures for rewards. You can get the minis, and you can also get a commercial license. This campaign ends on October 14th, with rewards expected in December. Orc Tavern, a 28mm old-school miniatures party game by Tony Chen of the United States, their first Kickstarter campaign. This is a board game that optionally comes with miniatures. One tier lists the minis as metal, and another doesn't list what they're made of. This campaign ends on October 20th, with rewards expected in May of 2022. That's all for this week. I'd like to give a huge thanks to all my patrons on Patreon. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Check back next week for more, and thanks for watching.